I'm Sagan.
And we're siblings. And this is day 28 of sea shanties here that we've been doing every day since we've been
Started
social
the
distancing.
quarantine.
And but we're here. We have sort of semi-normal things that we do when we're not here. I don't know if normal applies to anything that we do in our lives, but we do have things that we would normally be doing. But here we are making sea shanties instead, because why not? So we're back to sea shanties that come from the golden age of sail, ones that would have actually been sung.
Authentic
sea shanties. Ones that would have actually been sung doing work or hanging out on ships and things. So what are we going to start off with today?
Well, as a segue,
sure.
So authentic sea shanties doesn't necessarily mean historically accurate. So earlier in the series, we did one called General Taylor, I can't remember the name we uploaded it under, but it's about General Taylor, General Zachary Taylor, who would later go on to become president. But it also equated him with this mythical figure of Stormalong John. And so that was an American shanty. So today we have basically the opposite side of that.
You mean there's more than one side to a story?
There is sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So this one is about General Santianna in the Mexican American War, and very similar to the General Taylor sort of eulogizing shanty. This one also eulogizes Santianna, except for the fact that it comes from before he actually died.
Oops.
And it's well, and just like the General Taylor one, it's completely revisionist in its history.
Wait, history's revisionist?
That's right.
Oh,
it's
man.
It's written by the winners, and in this case, sometimes by the losers as well. And a big part of that is because a lot of British soldiers fought on the Mexican side during the Mexican-American War. And so they based this shanty basically, I guess, tells things how they wish it would have gone. I know there were still a lot of hurt feelings from the Revolutionary War. And
shocking.
And all the other conflicts between America and Britain up to that point,
or Britain and everyone, or America and everyone, or however it goes for you.
Yeah. So in this one, General Santianna is victorious at the Battle of Monterey, at the Battle of Monterey, and goes on to die a hero's death. When in fact that's not what happened at all. He went on to have a relatively long life, but ended up on the wrong side of popular politics towards the end of his life and spent the last 10 years of his life in exile.
Shanties are sort of from the perspective of the people that were making them up at the time. And again, it's almost impossible to know, at least on these authentic shanties, is where did they come from? Who made them up? Where did the tune come from? Because the tune probably came from somewhere different than the lyrics came from. Was it an amalgamation of different parties that were putting things together? Most of it was an oral tradition, not something that people wrote down until much later, probably, than most of these.
Yeah, really, most of the records that we have are not necessarily the year the shanty was written, but the year the shanty was documented.
Right, somebody actually wrote it down.
Yeah,
which again comes with a lot of privilege. You have to have somebody that's got access to all those kinds of things, somebody that knows how to read and write and do all that kind of stuff, or is allowed to read and write and do all those kinds of things. So yeah, just some really interesting things, but some great music that comes out of a lot of different places in history and people. So some really cool stuff. Like this one.
Yeah. All right. So there is a call and response during the verses, and then the chorus is actually, it incorporates those responses, but then everybody sings all 4 lines instead of being so the shantyman has 1 line, response. Shantyman has another line, response, and then the chorus is all 4. Everybody sings.
And as a reminder, if you're new to us or you just forgot from yesterday, the lyrics are down below in the information about the video, so you can follow along there if you're a visual person. But yeah, that'll help you out as we learn what we're doing here.
Yep. All right. So the responses are, so the shantyman has 1 line, and then the first response is, "Away, Santianna." And then the Shanty Man has another line. And then the second response is, all on the plains of Mexico.
Which takes us right into the chorus, as many of these responses do. So here's the chorus part.
All right.
Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico.
And I've heard all on the plains of Mexico and along the plains of Mexico, and honestly, either one works. It's basically the same vowel sounds anyway.
You do
you do you.
Yep. All right, cool. You ready to sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
you're
it.
Asking that.
I mean,
are you ready to sing? We're staring at a computer monitor that has absolutely no feedback whatsoever. Actually, like us is on the monitor, but that's
kind of a very weird feedback loop, if I'm honest about.
It's getting weird. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, Santianna gained a day away, Santianna. And Santianna fought for fame along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna had a wooden leg, away, Santianna. He used it for a cribbage peg along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna fought for gold, away, Santianna. The deeds he's done have oft been told along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna gained the day, away, Santianna. He gained the day at Molly-Del-Rey along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. He won the day at Molly-Del-Rey, away, Santianna. And General Taylor ran away along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna fought for his life, away, Santianna. He gained his way in that terrible strife along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna's men were brave, away, Santianna. And many found a hero's grave along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna's day is o'er, away, Santianna. Oh, Santianna will fight no more along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santianna's day is gone away, Santianna. We buried him right off Cape Horn along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. We dug his grave with a golden spade away, Santianna, and marked the spot where he was laid along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go away, Santianna. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. There you go.
Ah!
And if you'll be able to see it in the lyrics, but there's some lines that are almost direct parallels to Walk Him Along. Talking about digging his grave with a spade of a precious substance. Talking about X gained the day and Y ran away. That sort of thing. Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's almost as if the British and the Americans traded songs and changed the lyrics to poke fun at one another.
That never happens. No, that's not a thing that occurs.
There's some. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But it makes for some great music, which is a pretty fun thing, in spite of the trash talking, or because of the trash talking, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed your shanty for today, and we'll be back again tomorrow with another shanty. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
All right.
Happy Monday. Made it through your Monday here, or at least almost. But at least made it to the end of the work day. I don't know. But
it's 5:10.
Yeah,
so yeah,
okay.
we'll pass the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.